It's Wednesday at Mugello, officially just another quiet filming day in Ferrari red. But anyone who understands how this sport works knows better. Behind the polished PR lines and carefully curated marketing shots, this could be the most consequential test Ferrari will run all season. The cameras might be there, but this isn't about publicity. It's about survival. At the heart of it all is a brand new rear suspension system, quietly engineered over months of struggle, doubt, and relentless development. Ever since the disqualification in Shanghai for excessive plank, where Ferrari's engineers have been cornered. Forced to raise the ride height on the SF25, they've sacrificed not just pace, but confidence. Their once razor-sharp aero platform turned peaky, unstable, and unreliable when pushed to the limit. Lewis Hamilton himself admitted, "We're running higher than we'd like." A brutally honest assessment that cut through the team's usual optimism. And here at Mugello, it all converges, a circuit notorious for testing mechanical grip and aero balance in equal measure. Officially, Ferrari gets 200 kilometers to film. In reality, that's nearly 40 laps of rigorous, high-pressure evaluation. The FIA may be watching to enforce limits, but Ferrari's pit wall is watching for something far more important. Proof that their work has paid off. The stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just a test. It's the last chance to rescue their season before the entire factory's attention shifts to 2026. At first glance, the changes to the SF25's rear suspension might look subtle. Revised geometry, modified attachment points, and new damper characteristics designed to control rear-end squat under acceleration. But dig deeper, and the scale of Ferrari's engineering effort becomes clear. This isn't a minor tweak. It's a wholesale rethinking of how the car generates rear grip while preserving aerodynamic consistency. The disqualification in China exposed the knife-edge Ferrari had been dancing on all year, running their car low, chasing ground effect downforce, but skating perilously close to plank were regulations. Raising the ride height after that penalty ruined the balance they'd carefully honed through preseason testing. The car became nervous mid-corner, unpredictable in braking zones, and far too peaky when weight transfer loaded the rear axle. It's a nuanced solution to a complex problem, and Mugello's sweeping turns and cambered crest provided the perfect environment to gather meaningful data. Every lap was carefully programmed, alternating between constant speed runs and aggressive acceleration phases to analyze suspension behavior across different loads. Telemetry from damper travel sensors, vertical acceleration readings, and tire temperature maps all fed back to the engineers in real time, painting a picture of whether this design could finally free the SF25 from its self-inflicted prison. Ferrari wasn't just looking for compliance. They were chasing predictability, grip consistency, and ultimately, confidence. Because without that, no driver, not even Hamilton, could deliver lap times that matter. This Mugello test was also a psychological battlefield. Imagine what it meant for Lewis Hamilton, still adapting to the Scarlet car in his first season away from Mercedes, to climb into the cockpit knowing that every lap of this filming day could define the rest of his year. His comments after China were unusually blunt, a clear sign that frustration was setting in. Ferrari's engineers have spent years designing cars around Charles Leclerc's driving style. Sharp front end, edgy rotation, a setup that rewards commitment but punishes hesitation. Hamilton's arrival demanded a different philosophy, one that emphasizes stability and predictability over ultimate corner entry sharpness. The tension between these philosophies has played out all season in subtle setup compromises and contrasting feedback in driver briefings. And then there's Leclerc himself, the loyal Scuderia lieutenant, watching as the team he's built his career around bends to accommodate the 7-time world champion. Sharing the Mugello test with Hamilton meant splitting precious laps and running different programs, all while knowing that whichever driver felt more comfortable in this revised SF25 might well seize momentum heading into the critical summer run of races. Inside the garage, this wasn't just a technical evaluation. It was a test of trust, teamwork, and psychological resilience. Could Hamilton and Leclerc coexist in a team that's still finding its identity post-disqualification? Could Ferrari's engineers find a setup compromise that satisfied two very different champions? Mugello's 200 kilometers might have looked calm from the outside, but inside that pit wall and those cockpits, the pressure was immense and deeply personal. Beyond the garage doors, the Constructors Championship looms large over every decision Ferrari makes. Their hold on second place is anything but secure, with Mercedes closing fast and McLaren refusing to back down. The math is brutal. Every tenth of a second they can claw back with this rear suspension upgrade translates directly into critical championship points, not just at Spa, but across a string of high-speed circuits where rear stability under load defines competitiveness. If this upgrade works as intended, Ferrari could regain approximately 1/10 per lap in race conditions, which over a full Grand Prix distance would equate to almost 7 seconds.